There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM. With over 140 channels in your vehicle, your all-access trial includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video on Demand. What you love is on now.
Introducing CMA Industry Week Spring Showcase 2021, a multi-day online event slated for March 22nd to April 1st, featuring all the major Canadian 12-volt electronics distributors presenting in both English and in French. The schedule will feature in-depth interviews, training sessions, keynote speakers, product unveilings, and much more. Access to CMA Industry Week will be completely free for all retailers and industry professionals. Choose to watch both live or on demand. Stay connected by visiting CanadianMobileAudio.com/industry week.
Man, I got to tell you, just seeing those images of those guys and those side-by-sides going through the mud is already giving me goosebumps for spring, because we're not far now, folks. We're almost there. I know up here in Canada, man, it's been cold week. We've had a pretty crazy cold snap. But seeing those images of those side-by-sides get me excited for the spring season to come. And, of course, with that, representing a brand that just means so much to the industry and to so many people. 3 simple letters, MTX. MTX Audio has been around forever, one of the original, Arizona companies, a very rich history. We had a chance to sit down with Rico, Felice, their product and sales marketing manager there 2 nights ago on CMA Live, Essential Gear. Hopefully you got a chance to watch that. If not, you can always go, circle back and check that out on demand on our website. But on today's Connected, we're going to go deep with MTX. And to help me navigate that, of course, I could not go to air without my good buddy from Trends Electronics, who is, of course, the distributor for MTX products here in Canada. Let's welcome to the show, Mr. Grant McFatter.
Benjamin Wu.
Benjamin. I love it.
What do you know, brother? What do you know?
Oh, well, I was just saying, seeing that mud boggin is starting to make me, I don't know why I'm talking to you. You're in Vancouver.
Yeah, it's muddy and ugly outside today. So
do you have
it'd be nice. It'd be nice to be side by side right now.
Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm hating right now because I'm in the Atlantic coast on the other side, the other ocean.
It's cold. It's cold here today, man. It's like 6 degrees.
You don't have a button I could press. I could just take you off air, right? Anyhow.
It's your show, man. It's your show.
Yeah. Although today is your show, because today we're talking about a brand that, from what I have discovered in just this week, is having a little bit of resurgence, and in Canada, you're leading the charge with it.
Yeah, we're super happy, man. We've been with them for almost 2 years. 2 years coming up fairly soon. But we met with John Ivey, the current president of the company, and Jason Fickus, who's the national sales manager in Arizona a year and a half ago, and we just sat with them for about 4 hours, and I can listen to John talk all day. The guy is such a smart man. It's cool to go to a company that the guy that runs a place is there every day He's involved in it. He doesn't have to answer to shareholders. It's a family-run business, and it feels like that when you go in there. It's not all corporate-y and stuff like that when you go into this place. And it's a big building, big facility. Yeah. And so it was awesome. It's good to go there.
Now, lots of changes have happened. I know Rico was talking about some of those changes. I'm hoping that today with you and I, we're going to get both Rico, Felice, and Jason Plank on with us straight and live from MTX headquarters. But before I put them on, here's what I want to achieve. I want to dig a little bit deeper as to, what the direction they're going. And I want to hear from you, Grant, how that's going to affect our Canadian dealers and what they should, pay attention to.
Well, one thing we found is MTX has always made a great product. And I think because of the size of the company, the MyTech Corporation itself, I don't know their exact numbers, but I'll use this for a rough guideline. If they're doing $200 million a year with Atlas IED, which is their custom product, not their custom product, their professional commercial products, and say they're doing $20 million a year in MTX, as a company, it makes sense you put all your focus on the Atlas side. So unfortunately for Canadians, that's kind of what happened for the last 7 or 8 years with MyTech Canada, is they had so much focus on the commercial side. The car audio kind of got neglected a little bit, but I'm telling you, man, like the product is rock solid. The stuff doesn't break. The stuff that we do get back is usually guys ramming it into the wall kind of stuff. And it's always been tremendous value. And I think that's what, if you look at the different products, if you take 3 different brands and put them side by side, I think with MTX, you get 2 levels up for the same price.
Nice. So you're talking value, a legacy brand, and some interesting product which is coming down the pipe. But hey, who am I to talk about it when we've got the guys ready to go? And we'll bring them on right now. Again, we got Rico, Felice, and Jason Plank coming in live from Arizona. Let's welcome them to the show. Whoa!
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
Locked and loaded there, boys.
Yeah. We thought we'd bring some toys to show you guys so we could talk about. We don't want to be one of those boring stuffed shirt kind of things where we just sit here and drone on about what we have. We actually wanted to show you guys what we have.
That is very much appreciated. We appreciate the effort. We appreciate that you've taken the time to come in live. And you know what? Let's get going. Let's talk about some of the gear. I know we already started our conversation the other night, Rico, but why don't you lay out for us what we want to talk about today with this time that we have together?
I think one of the big things that we want to kind of talk about today is really lay out how our side-by-side power sports line of products is widespread. A lot of companies, they focus on the UTV kits. Maybe some companies are focusing on sound bars, just get in that market. But honestly, we have done a lot of work to try and be a one-stop shop for not just the dealers, but obviously the consumer. That if you've got a guy who's coming in with not just a Razor or a Can-Am or any of the mainstream vehicles, they've got, a Pioneer or something that they just want to put some audio on. We typically will have a solution that will work for them.
Yep.
And the great thing for our dealers is they can go to one line, one product family, and pretty much find anything they need.
Full line. Lots of different products. I mean, look, I'm going to go down memory lane a little bit, guys. I remember the good old days of MTX, and we've talked about that. So how much of that DNA is going to be tapped into with some of the stuff we're going to be talking about today?
A lot of it. With a lot of the new designs with the kits and the sound bars and stuff, we tried to share the minimalist, hardy. In other words, it may not be the flashiest, it may not do every single little thing, but as Grant alluded to, it's not going to break. It's going to go from A to B and go in and out of these vehicles without any issues. And that came a lot from our history. We made rock solid amplifiers and rock solid speakers, and maybe they weren't chrome plated or maybe they weren't gold plated, but for the money you spent, you've got a great product. So we brought all of that thinking into this line.
I see what's behind you for those about to rock, and I see what's in front of you. I mean, obviously MTX has had, like every other company, has had to adapt to the new emerging markets, and in particular, from what I see from the selection of product you guys have a spread on, UTV power sports. I mean, certainly something that MTX is taking very seriously.
Yep. Yeah, it's one of our bigger focuses right now as we behind the scenes are working on other products in this industry that we'll talk about a little bit later. But something that's interesting is if you go back in time, and I know I've talked to Grant about this in the past, you know, we look at this and we say, oh, that's a big piece of equipment, it's complicated. But it's really a head unit, like you were putting in an older car, because you could put in this overhead or this sound bar, start with that. Later on, add amplifiers to it, add rear speakers, grow this system. You don't have to stop when you put one of these in here. And for our salespeople, we try to teach them that, because you don't have to be a one and done with a solution, although it is a solution. But these things can grow into some pretty big systems.
All right. Well, let's just dive into it. Let's start with what's in front of Rico there. What are we looking at there?
Yeah. So when you look at our power sports family of products, you can kind of break them down into three categories. Obviously, we have sound bars and overheads. You know, as Jason said, this is a good starting point. You've got potentially a customer that's going to come in. They want to get audio on their side-by-side vehicle, their off-road vehicle, their golf cart for whatever reason. They want to be able to play some tunes, and a simple solution is something like a soundbar. Now, in our soundbar family, we've got two different versions. We have a 6-speaker soundbar, which is our smaller guy, sitting here in the front, which we have a aux input or an aux and Bluetooth option. But as Jason said, it is expandable. And then if you want something that's going to give you more output, more overall volume, more power, and more features, you can go to our overhead, which our 6-speaker has a universal clamping system, comes with different size clamps, is able to work on different tubular size bars and so forth. Our overheads are really designed to mount to roll cages. They're expandable. We have them available in 3 different widths to fit, obviously, different manufacturers' roll cage sizes. But the big step up is you're looking, as I said, more power, but more features. We include an AM and FM radio, Bluetooth, aux input, and again, they're expandable. So as Jason said, if you want to add an amplifier and a subwoofer, or you want to add an amp and rear speakers or anything of that nature, these have the outputs that you can then do that with. And again, you're not limited.
One of the cool things about that overhead one, the mud systems, there's 4 6.5-inch speakers, so they give you a good full range sound. It's not tinny or anything like that. I mean, the other speakers, you're using 3-inch drivers. It's only so much bass response you get out of it. So those 4 6.5s actually deliver pretty good sound. I mean, for a beginner system, it's power and ground. Hook it up, you're good to go. It rocks.
My takeaway from what Jason just said there, Grant, is, you know, it doesn't stop there. It's not like you have to go backwards, you know, or take it out to do something else. You can just expand from that and actually use it as a source unit, like you were mentioning. So very cool.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's we probably, when we do events across the country to go see our dealers or to side-by-side shows, this is our #1 product. Like Rico said, there's 3 sizes. We can fit just about every vehicle out there. If not directly with the size, we sell extension brackets and different clamping systems for it to make sure that we can accommodate as many vehicles as possible.
Just curious, does that fit a golf cart?
Yeah.
We have
guys, too big.
Both of them in golf carts.
Yeah.
Interesting.
In fact, you know, not just side-by-side market, but the ATV market. We have a lot of guys, believe it or not, that'll use our 6-speaker, our smaller 6-speaker soundbar, and they'll clamp it to the front cargo rack because they want something on their ATV when they're out cruising through the woods, go hunting, mudding, or whatever. And they'll just clamp one of those on and wire it right in.
Very, very cool. All right, so let's move on. What else do we have going on here?
Well, the next category, as far as options for our dealers, falls in our universal kits. Now, this is actually one category that we're getting ready to expand with more available options. Currently, if you look on our website, you'll see what we call an ORV or a BORV kit. These are a universal add-on audio system, which all the kits incorporate a pair of speakers, a 4-channel amplifier, it's 400 watts, and a source selection. Now, typically you're looking at our Bluetooth, BTRC audio puck, or we are going to, like I said, expand the kits to where we're actually going to have 3 source options. So again, when you buy the kit, you get the core package, and really what you're doing is you're picking what source that you're going to integrate into. We have our MC3, basically a full service multimedia unit, our BTRC, what we call the hockey puck Bluetooth remote, And then we also have our BTSW, which is a Bluetooth switch that will fit in a standard switch knockout location in most UTVs. Beyond that, if you have sources already, for example, we have an integration harness to work with the ride command system. So if you want to add rear speakers and amplifier to your ride command system, but you don't want to go with a full-blown kit, we have a plug-and-play innocent solution for that. If you want to add on to where you can plug into a phone, just use the headphone output of any multimedia device. We have a kit for that. And then we'll also have a kit that allows you to plug into an RCA output. So let's say you already have a radio in a side-by-side or some type of source unit that has RCA outputs. We have a kit that, again, has all the core components along with the RCA cable, as well as the power kit and speaker wire. Basically, everything you need, you select the source, it gets packed in a box, shipped to you, and you hook it up.
Grant, that's got to be handy when it comes to dealers, giving options like that to the customer.
We sell a boatload of those rocker switch units because it fits in, like I said, in a blank knockout and a lot of side-by-sides and golf carts and stuff like that. We sell a ton of those. It works awesome. But there's not much we can't do with what they provide for power sports and ATVs and marine audio. These guys have really, if you look at their catalog, it's expanding and expanding and expanding. It's pretty cool.
So I think from a dealer standpoint, to that universal kit right there solves, a lot of different scenarios is what I'm trying to say, especially with all the adaptability solutions they have. So pretty neat.
Well, the other thing with the universal kit is even outside of power sports, we're seeing it go in, out here where the weather's nice 90% of the time, we're seeing it in older Jeeps.
Are we going there again? I thought we were past that, gentlemen.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to bring it up.
I'm joking.
But yeah, it stays staying with the word universal. It ends up in a lot of places. Like I said, Jeeps, small boats, we've seen it all over the place.
Yeah.
And it sounds like whether it's Bluetooth or microphono or RCA or whatever, you can plug into it and get some good tunes.
Yeah. There's a solution.
Very nice. All right. I'm not going to lie to you guys. My eyes have been on the left side of the screen this entire time because that's very interesting what you have there. I seen a little bit of it. It was a little bit muddy, but now I see what it looks like clean. Why don't you go ahead and talk to us about what you have in front of you, Jason?
This big guy is the sub that is included in the Razor kits. This is our standard high-performance T55 subwoofer in this, a full-on subwoofer, not a slimline lower output sub. This is going to take the place of the glove box in the vehicle. One of the cool features about this is this cap right here. As you saw in the videos, a lot of guys take these things in the mud. They do river crossings. They'll submerge them. I mean, in the South, that's a big deal. This is actually a port cover. Maximum output without the cover on. If you fear you're going to submerge it or you want to protect it when washing it or whatever, you're just going to put your cap back on and cover it.
Well,
our competitors, in their situation, you have to decide that before you can put this in the vehicle. So once you make it sealed, it's sealed. Or once you make it ported, it's open. So this is just one little thing we did to make this a little bit different. The second feature which is simple, but you can see how big this is and imagine how heavy it is when you're sitting in a Razor trying to shove it up and fit it in the dash. So the older version, you had to kind of wedge it in there with your knees while you're tinkering around on the top, trying to get the bolts in it. Where in this simple inlay allows you to just slide the bracket over. So you're installing it and the T-handle sits in here, you slide your bracket over and it'll literally hold itself in place while you're searching for the hardware, you got the wrong socket or all that sort of stuff. So it's a lot easier and faster to install in the install bay because of that.
That's one of the cool things with what these guys have done with these systems. That Mr. Plank there, I've gone there and he's got, we've seen stuff where they've got like spandex outfits over these machines and like little balls like you'd see on an EA Sports when they were doing an athlete thing.
Oh yeah.
They're scanning these vehicles so that it fits perfectly. And Jason's obviously had, multiple years of install experience. He wants it to make it as easy as possible for installers, our customers, to put it in so that it's not a pain in the butt to do. It's simple, it's easy. And if there's that over-the-counter DIY guy, they can do it themselves.
You know,
Yeah.
He's taken a lot of the pain out of putting these systems in.
100%. And, you know, I know, Jay, I'm going to let you keep on going, but I want to show the folks, when we're talking about a full kit, check out this image just to show you how complete this kit is. I'm sure Jason's going to walk us through it, but we're starting with this sub and the cool features there. But I want to throw this image up just so people understand how complete this kit actually is.
Yeah, on that image you may have seen on the, I guess it would be the right of the subwoofer, you saw the metal brackets there. Those are actually the amp racks. Those allow this one kit to fit from the beginning of the XP platform on the Razors, which is 2014, all the way up to the current models. Everything is going to be included in that kit, so it's not an extra part you have to buy. It's in there. So it's all plug and play. There's a really simple solution to every part of the install that we've provided.
So what I heard there, again, is another pro for a dealer, that you don't have to stock different kits for the two different models. It's one kit, and you've got the whole range covered as far as the Razor is concerned.
Right.
Why don't you take the time to walk us through exactly what is involved with this kit? What's included here?
Well, the kit, obviously, if you're buying the whole kit, which is what you showed there, you're getting a 4-channel amp to run your front and rear speakers, a 600-watt monoblock to run this 10. So you've got 1,000 watts of power in a side-by-side, right? Now the cans you're going to share, they're the same ones you would buy if you got an ORV kit or a BORV kit. And everything in this kit is going to plug together with waterproof, watertight plugs. And every single one of these plug-ins, I don't know if you can see it, is labeled. So they only are going to go in one way into one area of the kit. You can't really mess it up, you know? The only difference being where you have to order a separate kit, which is if you have the ride command or you don't. So if you don't have the ride command, it comes with the radio, which we're all familiar with, and the mounting kit for that. Or if you have a vehicle with the ride command system, since that's your head unit in that vehicle, we offer all the plugs, so you just plug directly into that. So there really isn't much difference between the two other than the source unit.
I have a question. Are there different levels to this, or is it all in one offering?
There are multiple levels. Rico, you can go into the kits a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually offer the kits. There's 3 different levels to the kit. You have the base level kit, which is going to incorporate the front speakers, your source selection, and the 4-channel amplifier. Then you can step up and you can add the subwoofer, which will add obviously the 600-watt amplifier with it. And obviously you'll have all the appropriate wiring harnesses already. And then the last level of kit, which is our Thunder 5 kit, which then adds the rear speakers. Now, the beauty of this system is once you start with the core system, even if you're an entry-level guy and you just get the basic system, you can very quickly and easily expand on that system. So if, let's say you just, I'm on a budget and I just want to get some sound in whenever you're buying your machine, you can turn back around and you can get the sub, you can get the necessary cables and everything whenever you decide to upgrade. And again, it's plug and play. So it's not like you obviously still have disassemble the machine a little bit, but you're not having to pull stuff out. You know, some of the other kits out there, if you start at the base level, well, their wiring harness is only for that. And then if you decide that you want to upgrade, then you have to pull wire harnesses out, put new wire harnesses in. So it's a major thing. You know, one of the other advantages I think that our kits have over a lot of the kits on the market, all of our systems come pre-assembled. Mm-hmm. So for example, our subwoofer module is already preloaded with the sub. You don't have to wire the subwoofer in. You don't have to worry about screwing it in. The kick pods that come in this kit are fully pre-assembled. Yeah. The great thing is you don't have to disassemble them just to put the pod in to then reconnect and reinstall the speaker. Obviously, we all know one of the biggest hazards in these vehicles is water penetration into the components. You know, and Jason and the team, they really took a look, especially in this pod design. They really took a look at obviously what was being done on the market, and found a pretty unique way of being able to build a pod, fully assembled out of the box and install it incredibly quickly. So I'll kind of let him kind of go over the thought process.
Okay, I'll back up a little bit to what Rico's saying. When we do these designs, don't kid yourself. We buy everybody's on the market. We tear them apart. We look at them. We're not judging product or anything. We're judging how can we make this a little better, or how can we make this easier, or whatever. I'm not saying one person's is better than the others or anything, but when we were installing the kick panels from some of our competitors, as Rico alluded to, they don't come assembled. They're a situation where you have to use a template and drill holes into your vehicle and then get your bolts lined up. And listen, I'm too old to be climbing around in these. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be crawling around up under the dash. And I'm sure most of the installers don't. You?
No.
Okay. So we looked at each other and we're like, how can we do this better? This has got to be, there's got to be something to do, something that we can do that we don't have to drill a million holes or cut ourselves up on the edges of the fiberglass pod or whatever it may be. So we developed this. We call it pod lock. You can see there's 3 mounting points on this. Every one of those is a factory vehicle bolt. So you simply remove 3 bolts, bolt this to the vehicle, and your completely assembled, watertight, warranted pod just locks into that, like so. All right, and then you just put 1 mounting bolt in the top. You don't have to drill a hole. You don't have to. It's so easy.
So many advantages to that I'm thinking about. Obviously, transferring from vehicle to vehicle, or if it's, whatever it may be, you want to sell the vehicle without. It's so much easier to take out. You're not making any permanent marks or anything like that. And just from, so I'm going to ask the question, put you guys on the spot here, because I know you're not. I'm sure you have the answer to this. How long to install that whole system?
I'm under 2 hours for the Thunder 5 by myself.
Wow.
From start to finish.
Obviously, you'll probably spend more time disassembling and reassembling the vehicle with just about any kit that you have. Just because, you got to take panels off, you've got to access wiring chases and so forth. But once you physically get started, I mean, these pods will go in as fast as you can pull out 3 bolts, reinstall 3 bolts, drop the pod on, and put in a 4th bolt. I mean, within 15 minutes, you can have this installed.
Yeah.
The subwoofer, once you have the vehicle prepped, you drop it in, you slide the plate over, you put the 10 mils loosely in the top, you put 1 bolt in the bottom, you tighten up the rest of the hardware, and it's done. It's
one of the cool things these guys have done as well on the MTX website. When you look at the product, they have basically a 28-minute installation video on the full system. Mr. Plank there takes you step by step through it. And that's what we've been telling dealers that buy these systems. The first one you do, I say, take 28 minutes, watch the video. It's going to save you 2 or 3 hours of trying to figure it out, shooting from the hip. Watch a 28-minute video, and you guys can bang this off in 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, Grant's right. We went through and basically showed them every bolt they have to remove from the vehicle and all the tools you need. And it is long to sit and watch, but you can pause it and go back and look. We took a lot of time to do that, so he's right. Those are a big tool to use.
Awesome. Listen, guys, you've maximized your time here because we got a whole lot of information in the time we've been together. I want to take a few minutes here to circle back on some of the questions that came up through our live comments here. Starting with this one right here. So you see motorcycle and the banner on the back. Is MTX's motorcycle product bike specific? And if so, what motorbikes does MTX cater to?
Our specific vehicle parts, we are catering to Harley. We do not have a specific line like this for motorcycles as of yet.
Yeah. So just so everybody knows who's listening, you saw that ad for CMA Industry Week coming up at the end of March.
Yes.
We're going to obviously have, Trends and MTX boys back with us. So hopefully by then we might have some more news to share. And I'm going to give you guys the last word. I just have a couple more questions I want to go through here. Here's Conrad with the question. We have a Kawasaki Tyrex coming in. Is there any chance that there might be something that MTX might have something for that?
That puppy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously not currently in a vehicle specific solution, but whether you look at the universal solution or a overhead soundbar, or anything of these categories, absolutely. I mean, you have something, and to be honest with you, you could even do a combination. So you could do a soundbar solution and add one of our universal add-on kits very easily. So if they wanted a front audio stage plus rear speakers amplified, again, it's very easy to do that.
Wait, isn't that coming as one of the new kits?
I didn't say that.
Okay, kind of sounded like
I love it when stuff happens live.
Speaking of new kits, I had a dealer just send me a message here. On the Razor side, the only system really you don't have right now is on the XP Pro. Is there something coming on the XP Pro?
nice, Grant. No.
Maybe.
I can't. We're hoping to show
These
you
guys
real
are so top secret. It's not even funny.
We're hoping to show you real soon.
How is it they say in the government? We can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave you with one last one, because I'm blurring lines here because I don't remember if Rico and I had this conversation online or offline. But there's another big platform, especially up here in Canada, on the UTV market. I think we know what we're talking about. Is there any plans going that direction? That we're kind of, made in Canada stuff, made in Canada.
We're talking Can-Am, right?
Oh yeah, we're talking Canada.
Yes, we're talking Can-Am.
And I've heard a rumor.
What's the rumor, Grant?
That you guys used to make an OEM kit for those things, and I think it was a 6, maybe it was an 8-inch subwoofer. Is there a bigger subwoofer coming?
Because I mean, what's that right there in front of you, Jay? What size is that? That's a 10, a ported 10, right?
Yeah.
Let's say, well, Grant, you know what the current kits are in the market, right? The competitors have that. Let's just say, how do I put this delicately?
Just say it bluntly.
It's bigger?
It's bigger. Yeah, it's bigger.
So it's bigger than a 10.
Yeah. And I'm not even going to tell you if there's one or two of the things that could be bigger than a 10.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah. Okay.
24 inches of love. I love it.
Wait a minute.
You know this is recorded, right, Grant? I'm going to meme that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, guys. Listen, we
won't bust their balls. We're not going to these guys getting fired.
No, exactly. But we do appreciate anything you've been able to share, and we are very excited to hear more about this.
We'll have more news for you.
All right, and do you promise that you'll have more news for us by Industry Week?
Yeah, I mean it's 3 weeks away, so
3 weeks away. Sure. Yeah. All right. Maybe some visuals, maybe some product in hand. Now I'm reaching. I know. I'm just asking.
Well, hey, anything could happen.
Anything can happen. Guys, listen, can't thank you enough for taking the time to come on and connect with me and Grant. And like I said, awesome direction you guys are going. Good luck to you guys. And we look forward to having you guys spill all the beans in 3 weeks' time at Industry Week.
Well, maybe not all of them.
Well, I'm going to try. I'm certainly going to try.
Well, the can will be more open, and we'll have more beans that we potentially.
Fair enough. More beans. There you go. We got that on record. All right, guys. Thank you so much,
guys. Appreciate it. Ben, awesome job.
Stay warm and safe, guys.
Absolutely.
All right.
See ya.
So, Grant, don't go anywhere. Grant.
All right. I'm staying.
You're staying. Wow, that was a lot for the last 3 minutes there.
That was good. I think I might have a semi just thinking about what's coming.
Okay. All right. So
bleep that out quick. Back it up.
MTX trends. You guys look like you're well on your way to getting the product out there into the hands of especially up here in Canada. We have a pretty big UTV power sports community. No doubt about it. I think a lot of guys, hopefully they get to see this video, they get to see this stuff, to know that there's tons of options for them to have even more fun. I mean, what's life without fun, right?
We've really enjoyed the partnership with MTX, and like I said at the beginning, I think the value that you get from that product is unbelievable. The people that have tried it are impressed. I had a guy last week. because they don't have an XP Pro solution, he phoned me up and he bought somebody else's, and he phoned me back. It was actually yesterday, and said, hey, the first thing when he answered the phone was, God, I love MTX. This other stuff doesn't hold a candle to it. And that's,
No, that's important.
so it's been an awesome partnership. I'm super excited to see what the future is coming with this. And for dealers out there that haven't tried it, give it a shot, because it is bang for the buck. You are getting a serious product.
All right. So I did drop Industry Week a lot. Next Monday, guys, we're publishing the entire schedule, so you'll be able to lock in exactly all the presentation that's going down with MTX. And I think actually there's 2 presentations, if I'm not mistaken. There's going to be one on car audio and the other one specifically on UTV power sports and stuff, right?
Yeah, they got a lot of new stuff on the 12 on the car audio side coming as well. So stay tuned.
Yeah, look for that next week. You're going to see trends and see their entire schedule right there. Grant, thank you so much for joining, man. Benjamin,
thanks, buddy. Take care.
There you have it, guys. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Connected. Hope you guys learned something on this lunchtime learning hour. Monday, we're back. Got another Connected with going another direction now. We're going to Russia. We're going to be talking to my friend Vasily from Alpha Group and Def Bounce and all that interesting product that they've been coming up with. And it's the first time I get them on the show, so I'm pretty excited about that. Of course, there's Industry Week. Big news coming out Monday. We are publishing the entire show schedule. That's right, the entire show schedule. I'm talking every presentation, title, brand, where to watch it, how to watch it, the whole 9. If you watch the CMA Live we just did on Wednesday, make sure you check that out. We had some pretty cool essential gear on there. And our next CMA Live is scheduled for not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. It's going to be a pre-show to Industry Week, so we can get you all the right info. And we're going to have every distributor come on and tell us what we need to look forward to and be excited about when it comes to industry. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It's been a blast. I'll see you guys on Monday. You guys have a great weekend. I'm Ben Wu for CMA. Until next time, we connect.